Alright guys, apologies, I have no idea what's going on. Just like yesterday, it's third time, third attempt. Let's hope we can stay on live, because this is really getting annoying. I have no idea why they do this, or if it's got to do with my internet, but it wasn't. My internet was at full strength. My CPU is fine, so I don't really see what's going on. But anyway guys, let's do this again. Apologies from me on behalf of YouTube. Us over. I see Jeffrey Montoya here, also my brother. Nice to see you. So let's get back into this. I don't think I'm going to repeat what I said earlier on, but anyway, I might repeat some of the stuff. So we're at the fear and greed. We can see extreme greed in the market. Extreme greed in the market. Let's close this. So extreme fear in the market, and I hope everybody can see exactly what's going on. Now, that's okay. I mean, greed is not a problem, right? As long as the market does what it does. And you probably saw the title, and I did talk about this on the first stream. Sadly, it got disconnected. This was a post by Crypto Dolphin on Crypto Quant, and he noticed how the leverage is so high in the market right now that it is getting absolutely ridiculously dangerous for traders, and for us people on the spot and traders as well. One thing you have to understand is over leveraged traders don't really seem to realize that everybody's looking. If we all see they are over leveraged, what do you think the whales are going to do? Well, I can tell you, if everyone's seeing it, the whales are going to get out there and they're literally going to go and screw them over. And that's what's going to happen. So they're asking for trouble. And this is what we are worried about, because you can see the longs are getting destroyed here, right? You can see how these longs are getting destroyed. Let's have a look at the 12 hours. Nothing too extreme, but you know what? We could easily see something like this and Bitcoin collapse by $5,000-$6,000. I mean, if you remember the other day, we had a liquidation event where we dumped to 51k, quickly pumped back up again, and then we went from like 57,000 to 54, and then we pumped to the thing. So there's a lot of shakeout happening right now, and all of a sudden everyone's got very confident, very cheeky, and they think, oh, we can go in and do a 10x, a 20x, and 30x. Of course you can. But at these levels, when everybody's watching and everybody's standing on the sidelines, you don't do that. It's a simple rule. You don't go against the market. You're asking for trouble. You're asking to be liquid. I mean, look at this. In the hour, actually, let's do a half an hour one. This is 30 minutes. Look at that. People are getting wiped out. So guys, it's getting very dangerous. Everybody needs to understand, if you are a trader, just be very cautious, because look, Bitcoin's coming into the market to be dumped. Of course, some of this is actually to do with conversion, so they're converting it to WBTC, moving it over to the Ethereum chain, which is absolutely fine. But others here are getting ready. You've got $294 million ready to billion. Right? It's going to be a lot. Also, I just noticed how all of a sudden the connection was kind of messed up. I'm not sure what's going on, guys. CPU's at 15%. It's nothing. Anyway, definitely YouTube messing around. Doesn't want us to see. Also, they've demonetized some of my videos, which is fine. I don't give a damn about them. I'm not here to monetize it anyway. So, okay, let's go into other stuff, right? So we did see that. Let's have a look at where the market is right now. I'm using the Fibonacci. So, of course, you may think, okay, why does it look a bit different? I'll show you a different chart, but you'll understand more. This is the Fibonacci. Fibonacci is saying as we're coming to that zone, finally, when we break out of this previous all-time high, we just continue. Everything should be awesome. I'm going to blast through some of the charts. Just going to show you what's going on, and I'll explain what this means. This is what I did was I duplicated this area here, and I just thought, you know what, I'll overlay it and see how it looks. So from this dip here all the way to the peak of 2017, what was the total market cap, or sorry, what could be the total market cap in the future? And we're looking at a $38 trillion market cap in the future. Nothing to be concerned about right now. We'll get there when we get there. But right now, looking at the weekly, you can see, and I mentioned this on Discord and a few other places yesterday as well, that I said, guys, a lot of people aren't looking. If you look at the weekly candle, what you will notice is this week is higher than every other week in history. That is super, super bullish. Also, previously we had a high of 2.52 trillion. Well, yesterday, congratulations, we did a 2.6 trillion, which was 8 billion higher than the previous high we had. So we are now officially in a higher high for the total market cap. That's the new official total market cap high. Awesome to see. So everything looking super, super cool. I'm going to BTC dominance, and I want to show you something in BTC dominance. I know a lot of people get excited, oh, BTC dominance is going down, is going to be great for the alts. And I've mentioned this, I said it's very narrow-minded. People don't understand when BTC dominance goes down, it doesn't really help the market. Maybe it helps the altcoins, not the market. And remember, we're competing against 12,000, almost 13,000 coins. What I want to show you is when the dominance started to drop. This is January 2017. Came all the way down here to January 2018. This is when we peaked out. That was the end of the cycle. That was the end of the cycle. And every single altcoin after that got destroyed. Right? So please do understand, where we are now is not a great thing. I want to see this go up. If we can see this move back up, then we know the market is in continuation. Remember the word, the emphasis on continuation. If the market can continue, then of course the alts will catch up. But if this comes down, market will not continue, and we can see the market cycle top and an end for this bull run very soon. And this can demonstrate this here for you. Of course, we had many less coins there. We have a few thousand coins here, and we've got 12,000 coins here. But remember what I'm trying to say here. Coming down is not always good for the market. Short term, of course, everyone's going to make massive gains. So talking about massive gains, we're on Q4 of 2021. And right now is going to be insane. Historically speaking, you can see every Q4 that we've ever had has always been a powerful thing. So alts are going to pump. I've been stressing a lot. I've been telling everybody, guys, please get your sell orders set up, because if you don't have your sell orders, you won't know when to exit and you are going to get screwed. Very simple. You are absolutely going to get destroyed if you don't know when to sell, because we are going to come to the top very soon, regardless whether it's an extending market or not. It doesn't make any difference. This market could also continue all the way up to 2024. It doesn't matter, and I'll show you a demonstration of this. But what if it doesn't? You need a contingency plan, right? You need to be able to control how much loss you're going to have. Of course, you're in crypto, you shouldn't have any loss at all. What you should have is profits. Jeffrey Montaya asked, when is it a good time to put a sell order? Jeffrey, you can put a sell order anytime you want, my brother. You can put a sell order anytime you want. I'll give you a good example of this. Let me see if I can bring in, let's go to spot. I'll give you a good example of spot. Let's bring in this spot coin. So here, let's bring in some BTC. Let's see if we got any BTC here. Why is there no BTC showing here? Give me a second, guys. Should have some BTC sitting here. Oh. Actually, no, I could show you. Okay, actually, no, let's do this here. Let's do this here. So let's transfer this to spot account. So we're taking from, sorry, no, this is spot account. Transfer, cancel BTC. I see what's going on. Give me a second, guys. I want to quickly show you something, because it's really important that you do understand what all of this means. Oh, here we go. We got some BTC here. So I'm expecting BTC, for example, my order to be $130,000. That's what I want, $130,000, right? I want to sell all of this for $130,000. Hi bro, hi Tamil. So I want to sell this. So you can see I've got 0.6 here sitting in this account. I want to sell it 130, or even just say, for example, I want to sell it for 250. So that's the amount I want to sell it for, right? Not 25. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So that's how much I want to sell it for. I want to sell this amount for this price. This is the quantity, and I want to sell it on the spot market. All I've got to do is press sell, and it's saying sell, order value 250, whatever, quantity this much. This is how much I'm going to get in my account. Sell. That's it. So I just set up a sell order for the future today. So if the price goes to the level that I want, it will sell this. Simple. So please do understand that you can go on a exchange, on a spot exchange, and a good one obviously, and set up your sell orders for whatever price you desire right now. And I just did that for you live, and you can see it show up here. So your future prices should be already in our mind, and you should go up there and put a sell order right now for your desired prices. So if I wanted to sell this at 250, it's there already. You can see this live. Obviously I don't want to sell this amount here, is for a nice little trade coming very soon. So I'm going to cancel, and you can see order cancelled, nothing here. So I hope this kind of makes sense. So yeah, you can sell at whatever price you want. Go to an exchange, put a sell order right now, and sell it in the future. No worries. I hope this helps. Where was I? Let's go back to BTC. So BTC yesterday, you can see I created a new pattern, and I'm going to change a few things on this chart as well. Let me just do this, because there's a lot of data here and we don't need half the data. So for example, this, I will need it in the future, but right now I don't need it. So I'm going to get rid of this. And what I'm going to do is draw a fresh box just here for the sake of it. I'm going to leave this fresh box here because in the future, what we don't want to do is go below this line. So I'm going to change the color for this red. I don't want to go below this. I'm going to leave it there. Currently, these boxes are still valid. I'm going to leave that there. This box technically still valid. I'm going to leave it there for now. So let's go in and show you what all of this means. Actually, I don't need this anymore. And I definitely don't need this anymore, guys, because I did mention the bull run continues, and of course we just broke above, and guess what's about to happen? The bull run's about to continue, so I don't need this either. However, there are a few lines here we do need. Number one, this particular line here we need, because this is a downward trend line. We don't want to we have the possibility of coming back, but obviously we don't want to go below this. We don't want to go below this neckline, so we are going to hold those two lines. Other than that, we can now save this chart and say, great, that's what we want to do. So what did we have recently? What did we have last night? Last night, you can see we peaked above. We created a high. We almost kissed $63,000 because we went to 62,910. That was a high for yesterday, a local high, which is awesome. You can see how we got rejected and how we got rejected around this box. And you might be wondering, where did this box come from? Look at this. This box was created on March the 12th and the 13th. March the 12th and the 13th. Pretty insane, right? Because that was 15th and the 16th, right, of October, which is awesome to see. So as long as we can hold this and not re-enter this box, we should be able to push up. And if we do, we can see how this box shows us that we can fall into this zone and get dragged down. So history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme, and that looks super cool to see. Of course, we still have the 18th of October, which I have mentioned on a chart, and I don't have to show it to you. I'm sure it's there somewhere, but there's another reason I'm not showing it right now. I will show it in a bit. But I have mentioned the 18th, and I said, look, 18th, I expect a complete reversal, and so far we're in target. And you can see how I came to the 18th on a video that I've pinned on our main chat on Discord, because I did a full maths for you, and I just don't want to go back over it again because I did a whole video dedicated to it. So that's what's going on. So far, everything looking awesome. Also, I wanted to quickly activate a few bits and bobs just to kind of show you where we are right now. So you can see on the Bitcoin log chart, and I'm not going to show you weekly, I'm going to show you daily how we've gone above. Actually, let me change this. I don't need this. Actually, let me get rid of this. And I want to bring one other line. Change the color, make it nice and bold, and make it white just so everybody can see it. So what you see is how we had this situation here where we were below the 200 and we finally got above the 200, and also this median line on the log chart. This is it. The race is about to start. Okay, we're not far from going into this level here that we want to get to. I think within the next few days we're going to do this, and when we do, we are going to see the parabolic move, and I'm hoping not, and I'll explain that in the next charts that I'm about to show you why I'm hoping not. But if we did, it should be awesome. We are going to see a top, and the market should continue. But right now, forget the top, forget everything. I think the one thing you need to understand, we need to protect this line here, guys. We cannot, let me delete all of this, we cannot go below this line again. That would be bad for us. We cannot go below this line again. That would be bad for us. So I hope you understand that whatever we do right now, we want to push, break these lines here, and hopefully go to the top. Now, whether we take a week, a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, it doesn't matter. What matters is we need to only have an upward momentum in order to continue this bull run. Because what's going to happen if we come below this level, this line here, people will lose faith and the sentiment will drop, and we'll end up here, which would obviously end up being, and I'll show you this here, which would end up being another 2017. All right, it will end up being another 2017 or another 2019. That's what we don't want. Let's move it to another chart. Ethereum doing awesome, not a problem. Broke its neckline, everything seems fine. It's coming in to test this neckline, which is absolutely fine, which is the Fibonacci 1.27, and then went up far from where we need to be, the previous high. And I think when we have the previous high, we are going to see a nice little push. And of course, I did mention something yesterday. Let me take you on a weekly to show you more data. Let me get rid of all of, actually, no, I can't. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to show you something else, and I'm going to show you some RSIs and everything as well. And here you can see that I've got this step. There's a step like Fibonacci 1618, 1618, 1618, 1618, 1618. And on the step, you can see a $28,874 future projection for Ethereum. I mean, that's super bullish, right? But where did I get to this? Again, I'll show you on another chart. If I show you on this chart, which I've cleaned up a little bit, what you can see is I'm taking the data from 15th October. So this is like kind of like year to date, 15th October to the peak of 2017. So I'm taking here the same data and I'm saying, okay, if I overlay this, what kind of a situation do I get? Now I get two situations. This is October. I've done it from March. So if I did it from March low, which looks okay, then it gives me a $28,000 Ethereum in the future, which is fine. But things change a little bit when I find October here. And what I do, if I put this on October, this gives me Some insane level of thing. So obviously, me being me, I said, you know what, I gotta ground myself. I can't be looking at this price, which is a $1 million Ethereum. Is it possible? Nothing is impossible. But is it likely or probable right now? No. Maybe in 100 years, but not now. So I'm going to be really, really pessimistic, and I'm going to stick to my 28k. But it was quite funny how the Fibonacci's also gave me a 28k, and how this cycle, if I did use it, also, I hate this. Do you know what? Doesn't matter because I got a second one here. How this cycle also gives us a 28k. So that was quite funny to see. Now also BTC, if I did the same thing on BTC, it's quite hilarious because I do get the same data. Let me try and see if I can pull out the BTC one. Where was it? I'm sure I had a BTC one. Oh, there it is. There it is. Let me get rid of this. This is what's confusing it. And this is what's confusing it. So if I did the BTC, same again, I've pulled it from December 2014, around there, and I moved it here, and I just look for that spike, and I put the spike on the March. Well, I'm getting similar kind of a projection, right? I mean, of course, BTC being BTC, you do get a higher projection. So BTC is giving me, in the future, 740k. Now, that's not unreasonable from where BTC is now, if you understand where I'm coming from. It's absolutely not unreasonable. But things change a little bit more when I start going even deeper. Things do get really, really crazy. Let me see if I can bring this chart here, because things get really, really insane once I start looking at BTC from a complete different line of sight. And I'll show you this right now. I'm going to freak out what you're about to see. So I'm going to put it on the weekly because it just makes so much more sense to do it on the weekly. And I'm going to take this area here, because remember, this is 2013. So we had this double peak. So I'm going to take this area here, draw this in front of you. I'm going to show you something that actually is pretty insane. So I'll take it from the bottom, take it to the top here, and I'm going to overlay this on March. There we go, on March. And then I'm going to take another one from this peak, this bottom here, to the peak of 2017. And I'm going to change the color for this, and I'm going to pull it back here just to overlay this on top. So we've got two scenarios here, right? Two completely unique scenarios here. We've got 2013 and 2017 bull runs. One thing I've noticed here was quite funny. This is 2013, pretty much went parabolic, okay? And of course we have this double top. But 2017, isn't that a bit very, very similar to where we are? I mean, if I just take this 2013 off and put 2017 there, that is too similar. That is very, very similar. So according to this, if we did continue and we went to the top, we're looking at 4. This is highly likely. So makes me more bullish, obviously. I'm going to stick around with those. I see El Bubbles here, also my brother. Hi, brother. So this is the kind of stuff, I mean, we can talk about this even more on another video in detail, but these are just my targets. These are just my crazy, ridiculous targets that I have, that I believe that this coin will achieve in the future, of course. During this cycle, yeah, only if this cycle continues to move over to the 22nd of July, yeah, even August. So if we had this cycle play out, then if we can move over to July or August next year, this could easily play out. Do you understand? Also, this would propel the whole entire total market cap to brand new highs. And we talked about it 38 trillion. We might not see 38, but we could easily see a 10 to 12 trillion dollar market cap. This changes everything. This changes how the institutions see this. This changes how the governments see us. Changes everything. Everybody comes in. This is going to be a true euphoria once this happens, because you can diss a $1 trillion market, a $2 trillion market, because it's insignificant, right? You know, global market is like what, 127, 28 trillion. What are they? Right, these bunch of idiots running crypto. Now, if we hit the 10, 12, well, we're 10% of you, mate. We're 10% of you. We're bigger than gold. That changes the whole viewpoint of everybody, and now everyone wants to be in it. That's true euphoria, you know. And remember, we're only 5% of the planet invested in crypto or interested in crypto. Imagine what the other 95% will do when they come. So I'm very hopeful. I do see this being one of those kind of a thing where we are going to pump hard and we'll go to the moon at some stage. So most of the advice that I'm going to give is for hodlers. If you're hodling, chill. If you bought a whole bunch of altcoins, because remember, 1 in 10, not 1 in 10. Yeah, it's 1 in 10. 1 in 10 will survive. 9 will fail. 90% of all altcoins will fail or will take your money. We can see a very good example of one specific coin we did yesterday. We did look at it yesterday. Everybody saw this, what it done yesterday. It obviously, when it launched, it dumped, fine. Yesterday, all of a sudden it popped, and then it just kept on coming down, and it's keep on coming down. And this is on a weekly. If you look on the daily, you want to be very, very cautious, because there are people out there who will go and pump something and then leave, take the money. So they will pump, take the money, exit, leave you holding the bags. You know, maybe they have some remaining, they'll come back later to dump the rest as well. That's what's going to happen. So be very, very cautious. Now let's move into other coins and talk about other stuff. I know we have I think, tell me which one it is anyway. We'll continue with other charts. You tell me which coin you're talking about, because there's plenty of them there, and I believe majority of them are just scams anyway. We talked about BNB. BNB yesterday dumped, but it survived. That's good. It actually got pulled back again, so we can see the bulls are definitely wanting to keep this up, which is okay. You know, if the market looks a bit bloody, don't worry too much. It's just over leverage, a lot of over leverage. Once the big boy gets impacted, everything else does. We're looking at dot created a new local high yesterday, and it's moving up. It's fine. It's taking baby steps. I'm not too fussed about it. Solana also taking baby steps. Got rejected on coming out of the triangle. Remember, Solana's powerful, very, very powerful. For me, I do see Solana becoming the next Ethereum at some stage. So anyone hodling on Solana, of course, take your initial out, but Solana is in my opinion, and this is no financial advice, is a holder. You hold on to it. You hodl this. You hodl this. BNB, I'm sorry, not BNB, Cardano. I told you what my views are. I told you that for me, $4 is what I'm expecting, similar to Matic. I don't even have to go to Matic to say this. So I'm expecting $4. Now, after that, if it goes to 10, 15, great. But you got to also calculate how many tokens there are and what the tokenomics would be if you did go to $10. Is it likelihood? Because remember, for Polkadot to get to $10, it would have to be where Ethereum is today, right? It would have to be where Ethereum is today, around this $459 billion market. $50 billion for Dot to be there. So Dot has to, not Dot, Cardano, right? It has to do 5, 6, 7, 8 times its money in order to get to that level. So just be cautious whenever you're looking at numbers. Be very, very cautious. That's all I'm going to say. Jeffrey says, I was thinking of buying Pulse Chain token. Jeffrey, I'll be honest with you. Pulse Chain is done by Richard Hart, who has a massive cult following. No disrespect to him. He has a massive following. People who bought his Hex coin made a shit ton of money. People who wanted to invest in Pulse Chain literally gave him money, which he called sacrifice. He went around spending that money doing a world tour, buying Rolexes, Lambos and Ferraris. Of course, why wouldn't he? Because legally he got that money for free. But knowing him, if he's done it in a particular way, that coin will succeed. No financial advice, but what I would do is buy a little bit and leave it there. But then again, in the back of my head, bro, I would always consider that when the market dumps, everything will dump. So should I buy now or should I buy later? Now I can do one of two things. I can buy some now that I'm willing to lose, and then during the bear market top up, right? Or I can wait just for the bear market and hope to get it cheaper than today. So that's the two options I have. And definitely, I mean, once it launches, I didn't go into the pre-sale or anything. I would definitely be looking at it and see how that works. Ben is asking, how high do you guys think Bitcoin will go today? Well, we can see this. It's not an issue. We can come onto the chart. We can clear the charts. Let's clear this. We can clear the chart. We can go on a daily and we can check how high or how low we can go today. It's very simple to see, actually. So what we do, we take the high, we take the current low that we have, and we can use the wicks, body, it doesn't matter, whatever. I would rather prefer using the body because this seems to be a baseline, so I would use this. Right? It's a very simple way to do it. I'll show you. And this is just for today, obviously. You asked how high do you think it will go today, or how low it's going to go today. So be ready to be amazed. If we are to have a high, we can see that we will have a likelihood of doing 68. That would be based on the Fibonacci, right? If we had a nice little pump, that's what our expectations would be. However, every one of these Fibonacci lines are all to 66, and then we can go to 68. So this is like the highest level. But just by using the Fibonacci steps, we can say our current target would be 65,435. That's that. Now, if we were to go down, how low could we go? It's very simple. We do the whole thing in reverse. We take the low, the body, and we can use the body or we can use the wick. We'll use the wick. And we can see the low is telling us a 57,281 would be a baseline. So we can confirm this by looking around here. And how funny is that? That was the exact area where we found resistance before and support yesterday, right? So that is telling us that these are the two price ranges we should be expecting. On the top, anything up to 68, but of course 65 would be the target zone. And on the bottom, you can see if we did have a low, 57 would be a great area to hold support. And if we did hold this, it gets even better, because you see this trend line here. If we continue this trend line, and if we activate this, it would be holding on the trend line and staying above the trend line, which is awesome to see. So as long as we can bounce on the trend line, we're fine. So I hope, Ben, this answers your question. I hope, Yafri, your question was answered as well. I see KR's here. Also, my brother, nice to see you. Listen, there is no bad coin or a good coin. The only thing that is good or bad is your discipline and your risk management. Remember, discipline, risk management, strategy. Those are the three rules of a triangle that I use. I know what price I'm going to buy something, or I'm willing to buy or willing to lose. So what money I'm willing to lose. I know that. That's mine. I control that. And that immediately becomes part of my strategy. So, and my risk as well, right? So you see how I'm using the three triangle rule, but all of these are intertwined with each other. My strategy is I'm going to put $100 in. I want to make $1,000, or if I lose, then I lose all of it. Great, but it's money I could afford to lose. My risk is I'm only willing to lose a very small amount, and my risk to reward should be minimum 2 to 1. That means if I put $100, I should be able to make $300. With that 100, that means $200 profit. So I want to double my money. Take half my chips off the table, leave half there. So my risk to reward should always be minimum 2 to 1. That's how I want to do it. So I'm doing risk management. I've got a strategy, and I have a contingency plan. If my strategy fails, I'm out. If my strategy succeeds, I already have my buy and sell order. So I already know what price I'm buying. I already know what price I'm selling, and I'm good. If it goes to the moon, it goes to the moon. You know, there are coins that will surprise you. So the 12,700 coins, there's no thing as a bad or a good coin. Remember, I always say to you, I've said it many times as well, every project here, this 12,700, let me see if I can make it larger to show it to everybody. Yeah, 12,786 coin started off as a scam, as a joke, before it wasn't. Let's make that clear. Bitcoin was considered a joke, a scam, until it wasn't. Ethereum was considered a scam, a joke, until it wasn't. Right? Binance, nobody even knew what that was for. So it started off with nothing apart from some utility on the exchange. Look where it is now. Cardano started off, a lot of people doubted it, a lot of people hated it. Look where it is now. Tether, people still believe it's a scam. Look where it is. I mean, just look at Tether. Just look at Tether. There's a $68 billion. So is it really a scam anymore? Well, I don't think anybody cares, because people need this as a means of entering into the markets and buying coins. And it's the largest pair in the crypto sphere. Right? So when you look at all of this, everything is a scam until it's not. But you control how much you invest into it. How much are you willing to lose? So your portfolio should be, this is money I'm willing to lose, and this is money I'm not willing to lose. Very simple. Thanks. I'm holding 2,171 Bitcoin, hoping for uptrend. Ben, you should never disclose how much you own. All right, whether you own 2,000, you own 2 million, you own 2 trillion, and talking about trillionaires, we're going to see some trillionaires in the next decade. But you should never ever disclose how much money you hold, how much Bitcoin or crypto you own, because there's too many scammers out there. They will target you, they will hunt you, they will do whatever it needs to take your $2,000 or £2,000 worth. Never ever disclose that, brother. If you ever say, just say, yeah, I have some. Be modest, be humble, and say, yeah, I have some. Nobody needs to know how much you own. Nobody needs to know, if you're a millionaire, if you're a billion. Nobody needs to know. In crypto, we're all equal. We're here for the freedom, financial freedom, and we're all here to make money. We want to keep calm. We want to carry on. But one thing we want to also make sure is we want to keep our funds safe. We want to not be targets and keep it as low profile as possible. Jeffrey says, how to kind of figure out which one is going to dump crazy, like NKN or other projects. There is no way, bro. There is no way. You have to be able to be in it. So how do I explain this? This is going to be really insane, because each coin is different. Each coin is different. Actually, let's just use the market cap and try and show you some stuff on the market cap, because it doesn't have to be anything. Listen, Bitcoin could dump. How do we know Bitcoin's not going to dump? So when we're talking about dump, we have to understand two forms of dump. One is a corrective dump, and one is a dump. Means it's a rug pull, or the creators have made the money and they left. All right, dead projects. So there's two things, obviously. So we know this might have a corrective dump, which is fine. But over time, we know this has a future, because it is the most powerful and contributed network on the planet. It's a monetary system. It's like a social network. It's like the Facebook of cryptocurrency. Everyone knows about it. Everyone has it, right? So we know this one is too big to fail. We know this one powers probably 10,000 of these coins on this market. So this one is also too big to fail. Because remember, if this goes down, damn, this whole market goes down. Who keeps on standing? The big boy there. So this has a lot on his shoulders. It has a mountain on his shoulders. These are coming as a layer 2 or a side chain or a copycat who are taking some of what this does, which is fine. So it's lightening the load. But again, if they failed, there's hundreds, if not thousands, and I'm sure there's going to be thousands very soon on Binance chain, BSG chain, which are also going to fail. So this has become too big to fail as well. Cardano hasn't actually already launched all of its projects, but there's a lot of projects coming which are also going to suffer if Cardano fails. So it's become too big to fail. USDT, one of the biggest USD pairs on the planet. I don't think anybody or any exchange, central or decentralized, wants USDT to fail, because you don't have a USD pair anymore. You know, back in the days we used to have GBP pairs, right? Which was a failure. Some people still have the XGBP and TGBP, but very few people use it because it's not that popular. So when you have something like that, of course you understand that it's not the best. This is the best. I don't know what XRP has. I mean, they are planning to do the NFT, but other than that, they do have a lot of investors. So, but that's because they were one of those early. Remember, I told you once upon a time, XRP used to be number 2. We used to have Bitcoin, Litecoin, and XRP, and this was way before even Ethereum came about. So that's what's happening. I mean, this is a new, right? We can call it a layer 1, but this is a new solution which is coming in to compete not with Bitcoin, with smart contract platforms like Ethereum, Binance, Cardano. They're not going to fail, but things get really complicated. Inside these projects, inside Polkadot, inside Solana, inside Binance, inside Ethereum, there are bad actors. People will launch projects hoping to succeed. And unfortunately, if the project does not succeed, then the founders have already got your Ethereum, your Bitcoin or whatever, and they've left. That's when it collapses. So there's no way of knowing which one's going to pump and which one's going to dump. We only know that, and this is how I use my my kind of analysis. You know what I do, which is pretty insane what I do, but it does work for me, right? It totally does work for me. Let me take this drawing off. Let me bring in, I use this, and I've told you guys many times, it's a little secret. I use this to tell me if we're in a bull market or if we're in a bear market. For one single coin is in this. So when this coin moves up or down, I can then tell myself that, okay, market's moving up or market's moving down. This is why I've been talking about dominance, how important dominance is to me. Let me bring in dominance for you. How important dominance for me. BTC dominance going up is a good thing because it tells me there's positive energy in the market. BTC takes a break, maybe dumps a little bit, altcoins can catch up. Right? So I hope this kind of makes sense, that there are thousands, and now it's going to be thousands more. There's no way of knowing which is good, which is bad. You hear, for example, I've got coins I've been tracking, so let me get rid of this because it's going to confuse the chart. This is ASD. I talked about this, Ascendex native token. I've been telling people around here, I said, pick it up. Why? You know, people ask me, is there a good coin to buy? I said, yeah, look at the pattern. Of course, it's dumped even further. This chart doesn't show all of it, but I'm just looking at the pattern. I'm thinking, if the market continues, and if I can double up on my money, I'm okay. But I have to make sure I exit ASAP. So that's why this is sitting here. Here's another project that came out very recently. It's benefiting from the market top and all the hype. Sitting here right now. Well, this thing looks like it's getting ready to break out. Of course, it's going to be breaking out when the market pumps. But who says this project is going to stick around? It might be an utter failure and come back down to the floor and vanish. We know this project has survived, and it's a success. But its success doesn't matter. It's a copycat of another project, the actual Yearn Finance. And this is whatever money this is, YF money or something. But the point is it was a copycat, and it survived because by being a copycat, this has more chance of failing, in my opinion, than Yearn Finance, which has already been to about $95,000. And it's going to continue because it's got Andre Cronje behind it. It's got big teams behind it, masses of developers. This, we have no idea. We have no idea. All we know, this is an exact copy of Yearn Finance version 1. So am I going to put my faith in this? No. If I'm going to look at the pattern and make a bit of money, I'll take that and I'll go. Eagle, right? Looking awesome. It's got a great team behind it. Pattern's great. And I'm going to just say this, and don't get me wrong. Who says the project has to always go up? Who says this project can't fail and come back down to the floor? Nobody. But we know that they're building on it. There are large teams on it, just like Polkadot and everything, as I showed here. eGold, like how these are platforms and how others are building on them. Well, eGold has now come to that level where people are building on eGold. So of course eGold is going to be too big to fail, right? And that's what a lot of these great projects become. This one has built a whole platform ecosystem around it. People are using it, people are finding value. It's getting to that level where it's going to be too big to fail in its own right, of course, in its own right. It's Ethereum. It's a Solana decentralized exchange. People have masses of interest in this. You've got the founder of FTX literally backing it with cash. He's been promoting this. This is the founder of FTX exchange pumping serum. That says to me he's got vested interest. He's not going to allow this to fail. So guess what? I'm in it. But I don't know if this is going to come down here, if this is going to be a success. They don't know. But we can just kind of follow the money and say, okay, do you know what? We'll just give it the benefit of the doubt. Again, I can do the same with every one of them, guys. There's so many coins here. But ultimately, remember, the trick that I use, it always helps me, is I use the Bitcoin logarithmic chart on an index chart. It has to be on an index chart because you want the longest data that tells you where Bitcoin is in this particular cycle. Sorry, yes, indicator. All right, it just tells me where it is in this cycle, and that's how I'm able to determine where we are, where we're not. And that's why I, any altcoins that I have from around these areas or even back in the days, I need to start cashing out on them. The connections I'm having is getting ridiculous. And I can tell you there's nothing wrong with my internet, just massive disconnections. So I'm not gonna make this any longer. I hope everybody find value on what I just showed you here and you understand what the market will do. And remember, I talked about the 18th, guys. You don't make this up. You don't make this up when you've already set the date. When you set that date there and you told everybody publicly what you expect for this. And we have 2 more days until we hit that date. So remember, I said this was based on a maths we did, right? And I did say reversal. Just need to rewind. Nothing much. Mostly I talked about Bitcoin, Ethereum. So SM is asking what charts I spoke about. I spoke about Bitcoin, Ethereum and projections and what do I think they're going to do in the future. For example, this is an Ethereum chart, what I believe. And yesterday I did kind of briefly show you 28, and you can see if we follow this pattern from 2014, 2015, then in the future we are going to see 28. There's a lot more. So I think best is if you just rewind, you see everything. We're not doing analysis or anything. I'm just trying to warn everybody that, guys, there's a massive dump coming. Be prepared because of over leveraged idiots, I like to call them, because they just don't understand that greed is the one that's going to kill you. Greed is going to take down the market, and what they're doing is they're going to be harming everybody in the industry with their greed, right? These leverage traded with their high leverage and everything, getting too excited, are going to wreck it for everybody. Ephraim, do you teach how to advice to anybody? I'm not a financial advisor, but privately, yes, I do. I do. I try and help as many people as possible privately, and yeah, that's not an issue. And also on this channel itself, soon we will be doing 10 lessons on how to buy, sell, trade on a spot market, like a boss. I'm just trying to get the team ready, so we are going to do it through Discord. It's going to be organized through Discord. The dates will be announced on Discord, and I'm going to teach everyone how to buy, sell like a boss. Without any emotional attachment or anything like this. You're pure disciplined how you buy and sell. So I would definitely do that. But if you do one-to-one, of course I do one-to-one as well, but you got to contact me through Discord. Let me know, subscribe to the channel. By the way, guys, if you haven't subscribed already, please help the channel by subscribing. Smash that like button, get the word out there. It does really help. That's all I'm asking. But yeah, teaching, yeah, I do teach. I do private consultancy, I do private advising, but as I said, publicly, no, I don't. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. I like to keep it to myself. I have a handful of clients that I do work with, but they're long time, from quite some time ago. So yeah, other than that, like, share, subscribe, and as I said, if you want to continue the conversation, contact me on Discord, but on public chat. I don't do private. I'm not going to contact you privately. First of all, talk to me on public, then you know who I am, and then from that point onwards we can move over to private chat. But I don't contact anybody. I won't DM you, I won't message you. That's not who I am. And if you ever see anyone DMing or acting as me, remember, it's not me. That's probably some sort of a scammer. And always double check when you go to Discord whether you use it on your laptop or not. Let me just show you something. Please, please, please do one specific thing to make sure you are safe and everybody else is safe. I'll show you something. So when you do go to Discord, if someone decides to message you acting as me or whoever from the groups, because there are loads of scammers, and that's something I can't help. I try my best to filter them out, and once or twice you do get some guys come in, bad actors. All right, let's go into this. Right, so when you're here, if someone's messaging you or anything like that, so for example, I can see this person just joined. When did they join? Today. So awesome, they just joined now, literally. Awesome. So what you can see, say for example myself, this is me. All you have to do is tap this and you can see who I am. I'm the owner, I'm the administrator, simple as that. So now you know who I am. For example, here I've got moderator. I'll show you. So Hodo's a bot, by the way. It does news feeds. So here's for example Costana. You can tap him and you can see he's a moderator, huge official YouTube subscriber, and actually I don't need this because he's not a new member anymore. That's who Costana is. Okay, so he's able to update and do all sorts of other stuff. So we do have if somebody contacts you directly, and they will normally contact you here directly, if they do, please make sure it's admin or even myself. But I would never ever contact you directly, never. Okay, that's not my business, that's not what I'm here for. I don't need anything from you. Okay, hope this kind of makes sense, you'll understand. Also any announcements or whatnot, and I do all of these kind of stuff there. We'll talk about it. There's a lot more happening here, and we are obviously going to do, as I said, look, I'm going to do a YouTube live school at some stage where I'm going to be teaching 10 lessons, and the 10 lessons will teach you exactly how to buy, sell, trade, because buying, sell, you can actually use the method in the trading as well, how to understand charts and whatnot, so many other things. Okay, so I'm not going to make this any longer, but definitely it's coming there. Definitely it's coming there. Be trading like a boss. Because remember, trading is not about how much money you got or how much you're going to lose. It's more to do with discipline, right? Strategy, risk management. If you've got all three of those, you've nailed it. You can't have two. You have to have all three. And that's how you're going to make those decisions that sometimes could be a week long, sometimes could be a month long, sometimes could be a year long. But you are going to make money ultimately if you know which one is what, and you have a full strategy. Talking about strategy, I'll give you a good example of a strategy. Here's a good strategy. So I looked at this, I saw how this was forming a pattern, and how I looked at how we weren't that far. We were down here that time when we bought it, and the strategy was very simple. So from where we are going to break out of pattern. So of course buying here would be a good time. So we bought, and we just be patient, and of course the market went up and down a little bit. Some guys that bought with me was actually being a bit shaken out. I was like, guys, just patient, wait for it. You can see how it broke out exactly as we expected it, and you can see now it's targeting the upper downward trend line, and if it smashes through this, then it's not far from where it needs to go, and then the previous all-time high is down here. So when we were buying here, we were looking at this as a 50% discount, and all we have to do is target here. We actually 100% our money, so we double our money. Now we can take 50% off the table, and then climbing up to the rest. It's a safe trade, zero risk, or very little risk, and sometimes, yeah, of course you can do zero risk as well. So enough of that. We're going to talk about this on another time. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to catch you on another one very soon, guys. It's about, what, 3:40, 3:50 now. I've got to get ready, got to go and do some real work. But yeah, other than that, guys, look, market looking okay. I'm not fussed about it. BTC holding above, anything above 57 is super solid. But even now today, you can see how BTC is still holding. Ultimately, I think BTC is just taking a little bit of a break while the others catch up, you know. And when everything catches up, that's when euphoria starts. But leverage trading, don't over leverage, and also make sure to have your risk management in place, your stop losses in place, because a lot of liquidations are coming very soon, and they will wreck people. They will wreck people. Just don't be one of those. So I have no idea. Bubble, thank you very much for coming to the show. KR, thank you very much for the coming to the show. Ben, I hope the advice was helpful to you. SM, I hope you can watch the video from the beginning and it helps you understand what's going on. Yafri says, I'm in Discord. I'm in. I'll join. Which Discord? The Discord that's on the video link. See something different here. So if you go here, there should be a link here which says my public profiles, or even on a video description. So for example, if you did go to this video, for example, on every single video description, one second, let me kill that, I'll show you what I mean. Every single video description, the first link is the Discord link. So hope this kind of helps you. Other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. As I said, I'll catch you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos. Thank you very much, and yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Thank you very much. Adios, bro.